What is up, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's football preview video. The English Premier League takes center stage this weekend, so please join me as I talk just a little bit about the Manchester derby that is kicking off on this Sunday, the 6th of April at Old Trafford, that sees Manchester United host Manchester City. We start off today's video with the home side here being Manchester United. The last 5 fixtures for the Red Devils have ended in 2 wins, 2 draws and then 1 loss. Manchester United's last match was a disappointing 1-0 loss away at Nottingham Forest earlier this week. And in their last 5 fixtures, Ruben Amorim's team have scored 9 goals and conceded 4 goals. The first player I want to talk about for Manchester United is Argentine left winger Alejandro Garnacho. In 46 appearances, it is 9 goals and 8 assists for Garnacho, and for me, he operates as a very dynamic winger. He's a player who's always moving around to try and find space on the pitch, but he's also a winger who has the speed and the ball control to be able to unlock a defense pretty much at will. Creating some of the chances for the Red Devils in midfield, I want to talk about Portuguese attacking midfielder Bruno Fernandes. In 45 appearances, Fernandes has 16 goals and 16 assists. For me, Bruno Fernandes operates as the main playmaker at Manchester United. He's a player who has great creative ability, and more often than not when Manchester United are scoring goals, Bruno Fernandes has played a role in that goal, either by scoring the goal himself or by assisting the goal scorer. Defensively for Manchester United in the midfield, I want to talk about Uruguayan defensive midfielder Manuel Ugarte. In 34 appearances, Ugarte has just a single goal and a single assist, but for me, he is the destructive element in midfield for Manchester United. Ugarte is box to box with tons of stamina, but he also brings a certain degree of physicality and aggression to this team with his ability to tackle and win the ball back in those crucial areas of midfield. Tactically for Manchester United, coach Ruben Amorim wants his team to be able to absorb the pressure in midfield and then just counter-attack through the center. To achieve this, we have seen Manchester United lining up in a 3-4-2-1 formation. With Joshua Zirkzee or Rasmus Højlund at center forward, Manchester United know they have a target man who's constantly looking to pick the ball up and either convert a chance or build with his teammate. The dynamic attacking midfielders who play behind that centre forward, be it Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount or Christian Eriksen, are constantly just looking to play the ball to that centre forward or build with them and get the goals themselves. Behind the attacking midfielders, we do find the double pivot in midfield with Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro. This is to introduce an element of aggression to Manchester United's midfield so that they can win the ball back in those crucial areas of the pitch and then just cycle it forward through to those attacking players. All of those attackers at Manchester United have more than enough pace to be able to play a very high-octane, high-action style of football. Looking at the away team here for Manchester City, the last 5 fixtures for the Citizens have ended in 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. Manchester City's last match was a 2-0 win at home against Leicester City, and in their last 5 fixtures, Pep Guardiola's team have scored 9 goals and conceded 5 goals. The first player I have to talk about for Manchester City has got to be English right winger Phil Foden. In 39 appearances, he has 10 goals and 6 assists, and for me, Phil Foden operates as a creative playmaker in those wide positions. He's got tons of creativity, able to just find those chances from all of those wide positions, but Phil Foden also has the control and the pace to be able to make these solo runs from midfield, penetrate a defense, and then score some very beautiful individual goals. Creating some of the chances in midfield for Manchester City, I want to talk about Belgian attacking midfielder Kevin De Bruyne. In 31 appearances, De Bruyne has 4 goals and 7 assists, and for me, he operates as the conductor in midfield for Manchester City. De Bruyne has great passing range and accuracy, he has the patience to be able to break down a defense, and he has the vision and awareness to be able to pick his teammates up with those passes pretty much anywhere on the pitch. Defensively for Manchester City, I want to talk about Portuguese centre-back Ruben Dias. In 31 appearances, he has no goals or assists as yet, but he is the defensive rock in this Manchester City setup. Ruben Dias brings so much to this team with his aggression, his physicality, his tackling ability, and also his experience, which I think has been crucial to this Manchester City team that has really struggled with depth when it comes to their defenders this season. Tactically for Manchester City, Coach Pep Guardiola wants his team to be able to control the tempo of the game at all times, whether it means speeding things up or slowing it down to a snail's pace. Either way, Manchester City always look to use the possession style of football to just slowly break down the opposition. To that end, we have seen this team line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Nico Gonzalez, Mateo Kovacic, Ilkay Gundogan, these players all operate as both holding midfielders in their double pivot role or as deep-lying playmakers. The attacking players like Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne are always looking to just play the final ball through to the centre forward or to the opposite winger on the other end of the pitch. The centre forwards like Omar Mamouche and Erling Haaland know that their job in this team is simply to apply the finishing touch and convert some of the chances that they are presented with. But when you look at Manchester City, you see a team that is focusing on always playing attractive, sleek and silky football. But sometimes it doesn't always get the job done. And they have to play a little more aggressive and more direct. But they still find a way to get the result. Looking at the head-to-head between these two teams, the last 5 editions of the Manchester Derby have ended in 2 wins for Manchester United and then 3 wins for Manchester City. So it does look like the citizens are edging this one out ever so slightly. In these last 5 fixtures between the two sides, Manchester United have scored 6 goals, while Manchester City has scored 9 goals. So once again, yet another statistic that makes it seem like Pep Guardiola's team are stronger here. In terms of league placement in the Premier League this season, Manchester United are 13th with 37 points, while Manchester City are 5th on 51 points. So it does seem like there is a bit of a gulf between these two teams in terms of their performance in the league this season. Defensively, it seems to be a bit of a disaster in Manchester this season. I'm not sure if it's down to something in the air or something in the water, but Manchester United are without Johnny Evans, Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw, while Manchester City are without John Stones, Manuel Akanji and Nathan Ake. It does not stop at just the defenders though. Manchester United in midfield are also without Amad Diallo and Kobe Mainu, and they're without Altay Bayındır between the sticks as well. City on the other hand will be without Erling Haaland for a few weeks because of an ankle injury, but thankfully the citizens do have Omar Marmoush on which to fall upon now. Marmoush has proven to be a very efficient goal scorer in this Manchester City setup, and they'll now be relying on him a lot more in the next upcoming weeks. For Manchester City right now, I think the focus is on finishing in those top 4 spots and then lifting the FA Cup. It allows Pep Guardiola to ensure that his team at least lifts some silverware and guarantee a spot in the Champions League next season. For Manchester United, the focus is purely on the Europa League. By winning the Europa League, Manchester United are also able to ensure that they lift some silverware and they guarantee themselves a spot in Europe next season as well. Unfortunately though, this Manchester derby does have very little consequence in the grand scheme of things. Both of these teams will be simply playing for pride and bragging rights on the day. And I think it's very sad to say that, considering both of these teams enter the season with a lot of promise. For City, I'm expecting them to still look to dominate the midfield and just starve Manchester United of the ball as much as they possibly can. For United though, this counter-attacking style that they like to use, where they just hit you really hard in the center, suits them down to the ground in this fixture. It is the perfect strategy to be able to dismantle whatever setup Pep Guardiola has put in place with Manchester City. United also know what it's like to win against Manchester City this season, having already won the reverse fixture 2-1 at the Etihad in December. City, on the other hand, know exactly what it means to win at Old Trafford, having beaten Manchester United on their own patch already last year. For City, their next match is next weekend, but for United, they have to play Olympic Lyon in the Europa League on Thursday. So I think that Ruben Amorim will be entering this match and thinking that there's no need to unnecessarily risk some of his more important players. They will go out here, they'll try and give City a decent match and just challenge them. But I don't think that if Manchester United are a goal down or if it's 1-1, that they're going to be now going all out to try and win the match, because yes, bragging rights and pride are important, but Amorim is going to prioritize the health and fitness of his players instead. And he's going to expect his players to do the same. I do think that United do have an eye on that Europa League fixture. I think that that is far more important than this one, even if it is a local derby. I think for the future of the club, Manchester United need to make sure they win the Europa League. And if that does mean sacrificing a little bit more in the Premier League, unfortunately, it is a necessary sacrifice. I do think that also knowing that Manchester United have not lost two back-to-back matches this year in 2025 speaks volumes about this team. It shows that yes, there is improvement, but if that is the kind of statistic that we need to talk about just to find some positives for this team, it really does say a lot about how bad Manchester United have been this season. Nevertheless, I do think that these two teams do find an extra gear when it does come to playing against one another. I think we'll see the best of both teams in this fixture, but I think that both of them will be playing it with a bit of apprehension as well. My score prediction for this one is going to be Manchester United 2, Manchester City 2.
Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.